We are tasked with dismantling this house that is almost 200 years old, and in such a way that we can put it back together at another location in the same way that it was assembled the first time. We've had to be careful to track each brick as it came down and make sure that we pile it in a place with other brick from that wall or from a chimney or from even to the point where we're saving the corners. All the corners are in one spot, and as these get cleaned and sorted, we'll also sort them into lengths. Not only are we dismantling it and making sure we track where everything goes and organizing it that way, we're also taking measurements as we go, taking photographs, documenting everything about how things were built.
It's really incredibly well built. Someone cared a lot when they put it together.
It's of course important because it is one of only 6 full masonry homes from the 19th century still standing in Chesterfield County. And in this case, the interior was so well preserved and it was so well done in the first place that it's just a rare home for something that age. I'm told that they think the year was 1834. I think the reason they think that is because there was a brick found and someone had carved that into it. But that doesn't mean that it was built in 1834. We know that means that it was at least there in 1834. I look at the mortar and I personally think it's a bit older than that. I'm always about what's interesting. To me, this is interesting. This will stand out to these guys. There's always this job that comes up every couple of years that is just one of those ones you're going to remember. And I knew that would be the case for them, and it's certainly been the case for me. And it was also exciting to see that a group of citizens got together and went into their own pockets, put in their own energy, they raised awareness, they did what they had to do something that was for the greater good.
I was 2. It was 1959, so you can do the math on that. We came here because my dad had gotten a job as a dairy inspector, and there were dairies all over this region in those days. Virginia Justis and her husband Robert had just bought the house, but they couldn't live here because they were taking care of his father's dairy. We lived here for 3 or 4 years till 1961, 62, and it was paradise. We played under these 2 trees, which were not nearly this big, and we had chickens, and it was just a magical place. And I know I had Virginia Justis, we call her Aunt Jenny, as a teacher. I know her heart for this house. I know our heart for this house, my parents' heart for this house. I am so grateful that it's going to be preserved, and then it's going to get to tell a story that I was never taught as a child growing up in Midlothian, going to school here. Nobody ever told me that enslaved people built this house, that the bricks were made here, that the beautiful moldings that I loved would have been hand carved. Nobody ever connected it to the mines, which we all knew about, but we really didn't learn about how all of this was a part of the founding of the entire country. I was here when the 2nd floor was kind of coming down, and I just knew that Aunt Jenny and Mama and Daddy were telling me, Jane Ellen, you need to get this job done. This is important, and so that's why I'm here. We're getting it done.